I'll be the last one when the lights go out.
Hi, my name is Annie and I try to fail at one thing every day for 30 days in a row.
That's just life, so cross my heart and hope to die. Baby, I was born to fight the fear when I feel like dying. I'm trying to fly high, but I'm not a...
You might wonder, why did I do it? There's a reason for it. Because I always had this fear of rejection and this fear of failure. So with this and with sharing it, I just hope that I can maybe help and inspire people who are struggling with perfectionism as well. So I'll just go through what I did every day and then I just have like a little summary, a little review if I achieved my goal of not being afraid anymore of failing, and yeah, let's just go through it, right? Category number 1 was more physical stuff, and what I learned here is that you should definitely try to like push yourself over your limits. You just want to have this conversation in your mind when you try to run 10 kilometers in under 1 hour. How am I going to get through this? But you're going to get through it. Maybe you need to start walking, but you're going to get through it. My learning from here is like, listen to your body, but do not restrain yourself from what you're capable of. Like, try to push yourself in healthy ways. Thing number 2 I did was skating. And there I actually saw a lot of progress, not especially in how my skating was going, but more in how my fear of falling down and hurting myself just diminished. It just went away. It was like, flew by. At the beginning I was so afraid of falling down, I couldn't really enjoy it. Falling down, like, it showed you where you can find balance, so actually falling down made you learn more about how you should skate. And I really liked it. I think it's very good, maybe a good therapy for people who do not like to fail and who do not like to fall down. Then I have a category which is, let's just call it public humiliation. I did things like singing karaoke or dancing weird in public, and like there's always this initial push, like this initial hill you need to overcome so you'll be okay doing the things you do, because in the end actually no one cares. I think it's the thing you need to learn, because still it takes me a lot of courage to get over that hill and to really start doing things that do not look good from the outside. So another category was failing at speed reading. And I actually have read a book, one moment. It's an actual thing, it's called speed reading, so you really want to try to speed read, or also just reading a book in French. I was not afraid of failing at it, but I still learned a thing from it, because I realized that first of all, I know more French words than I would have thought. And also with training, you will get better at it very fast. Like, you will read books way faster than before and you'll save time with it. Then we have another category, and that's asking strangers for things, like asking them out for coffee or
asking them for advice,
I think going out to people and straightforward asking them like, hey, do you want to play a game of Uno with me? Is a thing. Like, if I was the person that was getting asked, I would be irritated at first. I would still say yes, probably, if I had the time to do it. But what I've seen is that you overcome this initial push of going up to people and asking them. If the person said no, you got rejected by them, you realize, okay, it's nothing bad happened. Like, actually, why was I afraid in the first place? But you go up to the next person, they also say no, then it's getting easier. It got easier every time I did it, like different things I asked people for. but I even saw more progress and like less anxiety for me to ask people doing it in one session. So what do I mean by it? I was sitting at the beach and I was asking people for advice, and going up to the first people was a very hard thing to do, but then afterwards it got easier because yeah, people were just so nice and they actually had very good advice. This is like the advice I got from the people, and I just loved it. And I loved talking to the people. And at some point, people saw me going from place to place and asking them, and people actually came to me and asked me like, hey, what are you doing? I saw you running around with that book for the last 2 hours and asking people stuff, and they wanted to contribute, so yeah. Also, I got offered very good advice, very nice food, so a total success. But what do I want to give you from that? Like, what can you actually do with it? My advice is, like, try to do it for once and see how you are changing. Maybe just realize for yourself that speaking with people you do not know, talking to strangers, going up to them, asking them, just for a little bit of the time can be a very rewarding thing. And that's doing things in English. And then last is just a big mix of things. It's playing guitar when I don't play guitar, playing video games, throwing stones on the water and making them like, do this thing, playing Titanic with my dog. I just did a lot of stuff I normally wouldn't do, and I think that also just gave me a lot of courage and confidence in like after doing it, because I realized, okay, you can just do things for the fun of doing them, even if you're not good at it. And that's actually one of my learnings and one of the goals I achieved. And it's that life actually is so much better if you do not worry all the time if the things you do, if they look good from the outside or how other people perceive you doing it. And you can just start doing things for the joy of it and not because you feel like you have to, or yeah, you can just choose to do stuff more freely and like have actual freedom of choice and not be just shocked and frozen and chained by this fear of failing. Also, another thing I learned is that the things that hurt the most, they actually help you the most. And I'm not meaning it in a way that you only have to do stuff that you do not enjoy. I actually mean it the other way around. I mean that think about how you would want to be, think about what things you would like to do, and then think about, so what do I actually need to get there? And if these things like make you afraid, just do it. And then basically the reason why I did all of this, making mistakes, failing is the way you learn. If you want to have success, just double the amount of failure, and that's actually also from a book. I think it's in there, it's called Slight Edge. One thing that was written in there, which I think started all of this conversation in my head about failing, is that if you want to double the amount of success you have, you need to double the amount of times you fail. Because failing means learning, and learning means making progress. Just try to fail more. To round it up, my advice for you: get out of your comfort zone and do not underestimate it, because failing is hard. And if you ever want to fail more, you can text me on Instagram. I'll have more advice for you how to do it, what to do, and I'll make you do the things you want to do, but you're afraid to do it. So I guess that's the end of the video. I hope you had a good time. I hope you were able to learn a little bit more. I actually put a lot of work and love and sweat into this whole challenge. So yeah, I would be very happy if you text me on Instagram if you want to try it out, or if you give this video a thumbs up, or if you subscribe, or if you follow me on Instagram or TikTok. And goodbye. Okay, no, bye.